You guys know those YouTubers, they just come on camera and they look so put together, so beautiful, they like take your breath away, or you see the before, kind of like how I look right now, and then you see the after and you're like, oh my gosh, they look amazing. Guess what? This is not that channel, baby. This is the channel from somebody that is in great need of a slow buy, maybe. I have been off of YouTube for just a little bit. I'm sure you can tell from the sound of my voice, not feeling 100% yet, but a lot better, and I can actually speak a few sentences before I break into coughing. So that means we're on the mend, people, but there's so many beautiful things. So I thought, why not a life update? Why not give the people a little piece of real life here on my channel and play with some makeup? Hopefully you guys don't hate it. Also, my ears are blocked, which like hardly ever happens to me. I swear I feel like I have an AirPod in my ear and I'm like, oh gosh, it's so weird. And it's like, there's no AirPod. You just have blocked ears. So it's been an adventure. We just all got really sick. I am not super bummed because I think my kids still had an awesome birthday, but we were so excited to do some extra activities, and dad took the day off work, so we were gonna go do some fun stuff, and basically we didn't really end up doing any of it except we did go out to lunch, which was fun, but I didn't want to do too much because they're not feeling too well either, so wanted to keep it minimal. But either which way, we're about to turn the ship around. We're going to start pumping out some awesome palette videos because I just got the new Adept palette. I don't know if you guys are as excited about this palette as I am, but I just thought it was cute. And I mean, I do buy or sometimes get Adept palettes in PR. This one I did buy with my own money and I just wanted to play with it, but I did see people got it in PR. So maybe you've already seen this one, but I want to play with this. I thought I was being good during the Sephora sale, but I was just like organizing my things and I'm like, were you though? I don't think I was as good as I thought, but I do have some fun makeup to try out and I like to try out makeup so that I can tell you what's worth spending the money on. So I had been kind of hearing good things about this. I don't think a ton of people were talking about it for this sale because I think this came out after the last Sephora sale, but I was curious and so I did pick this up randomly in store. I had it on my loves list, but I did get it in store. So this is the Glossier foundation and it's the Stretch Fit foundation. I have tried to do like a full face of Glossier before, but I've never tried one of their foundations. And this is in the shade Medium Tan 1. So I'm super duper curious. I did wear this the other day. I can't remember for what reason or where I was going, but I did wear it once. And I don't think I put a ton of product on, so I don't feel like I have full thoughts on it. But we're going to test it out really quick. Also, I was like walking around super delusional this summer that I was like mostly a normal skin girl, but no, I was lying to myself. My lips are dry, my face is dry, I've got a huge crack right here in my nose that's like stinging. I've been like slapping Vaseline on it. I really thought this foundation was giving me like such a skin-like finish, so I'm curious to see. And of course I've got a bunch of breakouts because it was just that time of the month, but it's so weird because I always only get like one. And now it's like, haha, we heard you were telling the internet that you only get one zit. Well, guess what, Karen? The turntables have turned, and now you're going to get multiple zits when it's that time of the month. So that's been so fun for me too. I'm just like so excited about it, but it's fine. It's real life, okay? And I feel like I've always been one to show real life here on the YouTube. So if you don't like it, just kidding. Oh my gosh, I am kidding. I hope you guys are all doing well in these streets. Life's just been kicking my butt and I think it's okay. to come on here and say that, because sometimes we can all acknowledge that doing things can be overwhelming. Being on schedule can be overwhelming. Trying to mentally prepare for the holidays can be overwhelming. I was also actually telling my friends that my plans to go to Creators and Friends in Vegas fell through. So I am so bummed, because there were so many creators I was looking forward to meeting. And this is why people don't announce their plans in advance. And I know this lesson, like I should know this lesson. But of course, yeah, I wanted to put it out there, because I'm like, well, I want people to know that I'm going, so that then we can connect, you know. And I was trying to see if anybody wanted to potentially room, which of course I feel like I have so many friends here on the internet, but I also, you know, kind of wanted to stay with people that I had maybe met or had known for a long time, or people that I talk to often. So I had a friend on board to go, and you know, as the trip got closer and closer, we were sitting down to plan, and I was like, I honestly just don't think I can afford it. I was looking at trips and flights and hotels, and typically Vegas is cheap to get to from where I live, but I don't know if it was like the time of year, because it's like right before the holidays and people are just like trying to get one little vacation in, or they want to catch a show or go shopping or whatever it is. The flights were closer to probably like 500, which isn't bad, like manageable. But also with Vegas, I've been a few times, and I've been twice actually, and both times I stayed at the Mirage, and both times it was for work. So I knew that the hotels are expensive, and I know not every hotel on the strip is created equally. So I wanted to go and stay at some place that I didn't have to stay at, like Caesar's Palace or the Bellagio by any means. Not that that was ever in my budget, but I wanted to stay somewhere relatively nice, because the person I was going with, it was their first time in Vegas, and I didn't want it to be like two single girls, like single as in like we were just gonna be by ourselves. I didn't want it to be just us in not the nicest hotel. And so I was just kind of worried, and I was kind of wishing that I could have swung like bringing my husband with me, because I know that if he was there, I wouldn't have had to worry about anything, and we would probably just rented a car and he would drive, because he's driven in Vegas before. But that was not the case. So I don't know, for like a multitude of reasons, none of which are like really that serious, I and my friend decided that it just didn't really like financially make sense to push to go. And so I feel so sad, because I'm not going to be able to make it, but I'm definitely going to the next Creator and Friends like trip. So I mean, unless they kick me off the list, which I don't know if they do that, but I just told Samantha about it, so I haven't heard back. I know she's got a lot going on herself, so we'll see what she says. But yeah, I just feel crappy, and now hopefully I'm not shooting myself in the foot by putting that out there that I'm not going, because it's really not my intention to let anyone down. But mostly I feel like I kind of also let myself down, because I should have maybe known to save up more for it. But as soon as I decided I wasn't going to Vegas, I feel like I felt such a weight off of my shoulders, because I was really just trying to like pay for it myself. So we made peace with it, and it'll be all right. And sometimes when you are an adult, you have to make hard choices. And I decided that I wanted to be financially responsible, which Lord knows I do not have a reputation of being financially responsible. But it's never too late to be responsible and take accountability. And I didn't want to go into debt trying to make this work, because that's what I would have to do. And it's really hard to sit here as a 35-year-old, almost 36-year-old, and say that out loud. But it's also just like my life right now with being a stay-at-home mom. This is what I do to bring in some extra money. I don't know how other people do it. Like, I don't know if other parents that one stays at home and one works full-time, if they get like an allowance or something. I don't know, but that's not how we do it. We just pay all our bills, and then anytime I need anything for the kids, then we just use the money we have. But I don't know if that's TMI, but I'm just telling you how it is at my place. Anyways, I want to set my face, and I did buy a powder. I don't know why I didn't think I was going to use it, so let me grab it quick. Okay, so here's where I did become a little irresponsible once I decided that I wasn't going to go. I was like, well, I can use a little bit more of the money I have saved up to buy a few more things that I really want to try during the Sephora sale. So I did, which is so exciting because I was honestly trying to be really good during the Sephora sale because I wanted to save as much as I could. I feel like the financial professionals that are watching this video are going to be like, girl, so you just said you didn't have money to go to Vegas, but then you went shopping with the money you saved. Yeah, I was sad that I wasn't going to Vegas, so I spent some money buying myself nice things. Not the most responsible thing in the world, but my YouTube channel money is not how we eat, so I decided that I wanted to spend some money on the Sephora sale and trying some products. So I heard like this is as good as like the Lunar Beauty powder, as good as the Huda powder. This is the Makeup by Mario powder. I don't usually like his stuff, but so many people were recommending this, so I thought, why not? Let me try it. And I think it looked really good. I am using the new DD's brushes, and I don't know that this one was definitely the right one because it's synthetic, and I think this is more of like a paddle foundation brush, but I did try to like pack that on under the eyes. So those are my first impression thoughts, but they did just come out with this new brush set and it's so cute. So I'm going to try and use a bunch of these to do my makeup today. I have a look in mind, so we'll see how it goes. But that's just me like talking while I'm doing my base makeup. Now I did get this new bronzer. I think I've already used this on my channel before, but let's go ahead and use it really quick. And I think I want to do a cream bronzer as well. So 1 second. Oh yeah, I talked about this Chanel bronzer and wanting to use this more. So let's go ahead and use this a little more since we're talking about Vegas and being bougie, and I don't know. I feel like this isn't new, but the internet definitely makes you feel like you're not pretty enough, you're not rich enough, you're not young enough to be successful sometimes. And I will tell you, I feel like I'm usually so confident about just being me, but it still happens from time to time, and I have to remind myself that, you know, everybody is using social media for different reasons. I do feel like for a lot of people it is a highlight reel, and so I try really hard not to let it get me down. It was so funny, you guys. Literally yesterday, my husband, he's so funny. He came up to me and he's like, oh my gosh, have you seen this girl? And it's her Instagram, and she's like making, I don't know if she was making like cookies or something, but it was somebody like spoofing, or not even spoofing. She was like literally just copying Nara Smith, I think is her name. And I was just chuckling because I was telling my husband, I was like, oh, do you not know about trad wives? And he's like, what? And I was like, oh yeah, there's these wives that like stay at home, take care of the kids, bake bread, homeschool. They just have like 6 kids, no nannies, and they just do everything. And he's like, really? I was like, no. I was like, of course not. They like live in these gorgeous, beautiful mansion houses, and they probably have somebody helping them, because how would you get anything done without childcare if you were a stay-at-home parent? I mean, maybe there's parents out there. I would love actually some validation from toddler moms, because I don't really have a ton of friends that are stay-at-home moms, and we're like these mythical unicorns. And I'm like, girl, before I had kids, I thought that stay-at-home moms like just hung around and drank margaritas all day. Well, the joke is on me, because let me tell you, and like my kids are, again, this is just my experience, so don't yell at me, but my kids are high energy. They're not like sitting around just like finding ways to entertain themselves. And when they do find ways to entertain themselves, it's like, oh, I want to play with this. Dumps everything, plays with it, moves on to the next thing. Like finally, my 3-year-old now is like learning to clean and like pick up after herself. She's actually pretty great. I can't complain. I don't know at what age they should be cleaning up after themselves, but I feel like 3 is a pretty good starting point. Like I'm happy. So I'm like, oh, maybe this could be a thing. Like maybe I could encourage her. Oh my gosh, I just realized in my chitty chattiness, I forgot to tell you guys. So I have the Adept. This is the Vivette palette, and I bought this with my own money. I think it was $62, and then I used my own code with Adept. I am an Adept affiliate, so I have a discount code, KHMAKEUP. You can save. I think this palette is limited edition, and I had seen a lot of people say like, whoa, that's like so colorful, and they were kind of mystified by the color story, as was I, but I have an idea, so I'm going with it. But I did film close-ups and swatches, so let me show those to you really quick. So as you can see, this palette is a really interesting packaging. I know they've done the lace thing before, but this is like a thicker black lace, and then there's like a green shimmer on the inside and then the lace on top. And I wasn't really a fan of this packaging, but I did see Adept said something about maybe that this lace was like recycle lace, which I thought was really cool. So if they're doing like more environmentally friendly packaging, and that's why this is packaged the way it is, like that's fine with me. I'm not like a super packaging snob, so as long as it's secure, I'm okay with it. And honestly, when I was unpacking my box, I was like, oh, I should be filming this, because Adept like packaging is no joke. All the palettes come in another box, and so it's like a box in a box, but it's secure packaging, so that's really nice if you are very picky about your palettes being broken or not broken. So yeah, I just want to mention that. And then the color story is very interesting. We've got basically a shimmer, a matte, a shimmer, a matte. So we've got 6 shimmer shades, 6 matte shades, and these are multi-chromes. I don't know that these are the most unique multi-chromes. I definitely feel like some of these I do have in my collection in other places. The interesting thing about this color story, I feel like, is that it's perfect for somebody that just wants a quick and easy look. Like I could totally see myself throwing just a matte shade in the crease and then a shimmer on the lid and being out the door. So that's kind of what I want to do today. So now that you've seen the close-ups, let's go ahead and head back into me actually creating a look. And I am going to use this DD brush, and I'm going to go into the shade called Sand Me. It's like a really pretty lilac-y shade, so I'm just going to use that kind of all over the crease as well as the lid. Okay, so that color is down. Now I'm going to go into To Cho, I think is the shade. It's like a really pretty coral. I wasn't planning on using it, but I think it might work with this color story. And I was also thinking I could use the black shade to like deepen up the outer corner because that's something I usually like to do. But I'm also trying to like embrace just doing lighter looks and like not feeling pressure to deepen things up, because honestly, like sometimes just like those cotton candy looks look so cute, and I think I kind of did something like this, like just more chill with the new Oden's I launched too. So why not? Like just trying to embrace it. I feel like over time I've realized that I'm a creature of habit. I always feel like I'm doing the same looks, and it's usually always like a deeper outer corner and a lighter inner corner, which is totally fine, and I'm still gonna do a lot of stuff like that. But I've also realized that this kind of suits me too, and it's okay. Okay, so now for the fun part. I was looking through the shades when I was swatching this palette, and I think from what I narrowed down, I thought this was going to be the pink shade, the Shift, but I think it's actually this one. So that's the shade we're going to use on my lid. It's called Magic. It's like magic, but with a J. Is that a cool word that I don't know? Possibly. But we'll see, we'll see. Okay, so I'm using this flat brush from Didi, which I'm not really sure if this is picking up the way I would want it to. I'd probably want to use like one of my Sigma brushes, actually. Something a little bit fluffier. This one feels very flat. So let me switch over. Listen, different strokes for different folks. You know what I'm saying? This is like a really pretty holochrome. Maybe it's just like one of those shades that doesn't pick up. Let's try the finger. My nails are so long. Oh my god, that is so pretty. I went to a different nail place because my nail girl had a baby. And so I got acrylics. Usually I get the hard gel, but I got acrylics. And they're cute. I really like them. I'm so happy to just have like fun brown nails because I was like, okay, I'm cool with the designs now. I want to do something different, i.e. get brown nails. But I was feeling it for fall. It's fall, y'all. Anyway, so I got brown nails and I really like them. And the guy was like so chatty. And he was making like all these awkward dad jokes. And I'm like, dude, he literally told me, he was like, they call me Turtle because I'm so slow. And I'm like, yeah, they're not wrong. It's like, how do you react to that? It's like, maybe people have places to be. Like, maybe I'm a stay-at-home mom that has a babysitter for 3 hours once a week. And I'm like trying to run all my errands, sir. So if you could just hurry it up with the acrylics. I didn't say that, but I was thinking it. But he was doing a good job. I was just, you know, sometimes it's like when you're trying to get to like 300 different appointments on your one day where you can run errands. And like this week I canceled with our sitter. Well, I did give her the option. I said, do you want to come over? I just want you to know we're all sick. And she's a college student, and albeit a long time ago, I still remember being in college. And like these last few weeks before the holidays are so intense because you're doing like your midterms and things like that. And I would have felt so bad if she got sick because like you're just taking care of yourself and you're studying, you're going to class and like all the things. And so I was so glad she said, no, it's okay. I'll just wait until you guys feel better. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. But this is so pretty. Oh my gosh. I feel like a pretty popsicle. Sorry, I really hope you guys are enjoying this chatty life ramble because I don't usually talk this much in my videos, and my camera was trying to subtly hint to me that I've been talking for too long and it stopped filming. It films in like 30-minute increments, so I don't know where I was going, but I was saying like I'm sorry for making this like the longest, chattiest video ever, but I'm also not sorry, because I try to keep the chit chat to a minimum. And I don't know about you guys, but one of my favorite parts about YouTube is like hearing people's stories, and like I love hearing what people are up to, what people's kids are up to. Like that's kind of half the fun for me. And if not every video is a chatty video, I think it's okay. So if this is like totally boring you, it's totally fine to skip it. Okay, so during this Sephora sale, one of my things that I wanted to get was a purple liner. And of course I couldn't decide, so I bought two from Glossier. I bought the shade Muse, which is this lilac shade, and I bought the shade Rocco, which is more like an eggplant. I think with this eye look, the purple is gonna really look good. So let me just grab a little mirror here and let's line the waterline. I'm actually gonna film my new makeup releases video. I usually put it up on Tuesday, but I'm gonna put it up on Friday. There's something in my eye. And so I'm just so excited for all the launches. I kind of wish I had saved a little bit more money during the Sephora sale and not bought as many things. But like Bailey Sarian's collab with Melt, I like the new one so much better. Like the new palette so much better than her first palette. And then the indies are just coming for us all our little monies. I'm just like, leave me alone. I don't have money for this. Oh my gosh. Anyways, that is cute. It's a pretty lilac. And I'm just going to take a brush. I need to find a brush. I want like a little blending brush. Maybe like this one from Sigma. Yeah, but I'm like, leave me alone. I'm trying to save money. And they're like, what for? What do you mean? The economy? Who cares about that? What do you mean? What do you mean you're poor? Nobody cares. Figure it out, bitch. I'm just kidding, okay? Not about being poor, just about the other stuff. Ooh, okay, I'll use this white. I want something that doesn't have much pigmentation to it. And I feel like all of the shades in the Adept palette are really like impactful, so they would kind of be a little too impactful for an inner corner shade, but this white in the Oden's Eye Silvery Bliss palette is perfect because it kind of just takes on whatever undertone you put it on top of. So you guys know I have this purple matte on the waterline, and as you can see, it's just taking on a sparkly purple vibe. So that's like the perfect inner corner in my opinion. Just gonna clean off this brush on my Sigma switch, and I'm gonna go into the red, and we're just gonna I love it. The only way I'm gonna wreck this eye look is if the mascara I use sucks, which I do have a new one to try, so everybody say a prayer. And also, if you guys have good drugstore mascara recommendations, let a girl know. I'm curious. I feel like I haven't really found anything that's like blowing my mind. Okay, I think that looks super cute. That was totally sort of my vision. My vision was not to use the coral shade, but I think it looks a little bit more over the top. Kind of more me with the coral shade, so that's really cool. Now it's time for some fun stuff. I do have a new blush to try out. I have many new blushes to try out. I bought one from Cali Ray. I think I roasted the shit out of these blushes when I did a new makeup releases video. But I'd heard from so many people that they're actually super blurring and super beautiful. So I bought a shade that I wouldn't usually buy, but this is the shade Sublime, and it's a skin-loving, soft focus blush. So let's try it. This is not a Karen Harris color at all, but it's almost a new year. Not a new me, just almost a new year. So we're just gonna try new things. I'm just gonna, oh my, that is very pigmented. I thought I smelled something. Holy buckets. It smells like strawberries. Am I like hallucinating? Nobody said it was pigmented. Everybody just said it was blurring. Holy Santa Claus. I look like a clown. Do 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 do. Oh boy. I'm trying to like blend it into my eyeshadow so it looks like I draped it, but it smells like something. It's definitely got like a fruity smell to it, which I don't hate. Oh boy. I think I'm gonna have to put some setting powder, or maybe just like use my foundation up on this side. This side I like. This side, ooh, it's too much. Which I never say that, so just keep that in mind. Okay? Just trying to like, okay, I need to stop. I need to stop. That shit was pigmented. Okay, let's use this cutie from the last Adept collection. I think I could use the shade Sometimes Violet just like as a highlight slash blush topper. So let's see how that turns out, because you guys know I'm not a big... Oh, that's cute. That would have been a pretty inner corner shade too. Oh my gosh. It's a lot. It's a lot. We're committing. We're gonna... Okay, so my camera battery died as I was putting on the highlights, so this is where we're at so far. So I did throw on some setting spray, which means that I guess I could try mascara next. So I did get sent these mascara tubes from Hard Candy. It's the Get a Grip Lash Primer and Make It Double. So I've never tried these. I'm not 100% sure if they're like new to the market or what, but we could try them today and see. And so I'm just giving my top lashes a little squeeze. I'm just going to use the mascara I always use for my bottom lashes. This one I discovered through, I don't know who, some YouTuber mentioned they use the Mega Length mascara from Wet n Wild, and this is the waterproof one, and they just use this one for their lower lash line because of how tiny the wand is, and honestly, it works quite well. I used to use the MAC Giga, what is it called? The Giga something, Gigabit or something mascara, but I mean, Wet n Wild is like $5. The MAC one is like $20. So I just went with the Wet n Wild pricing. That actually worked just fine for me. So we'll see what this primer does. I'm not really like a mascara primer girly, but since they sent it to me, I'm like, let me just try it out and see. Okay, it gave me some volume. So we'll just let that dry for a second. And I'm just going to go back into my lower lash line. Okay, so I was telling you guys a story about how my husband didn't know what trad wives were. And so he was like, oh my gosh, like this girl is like making like cookies for her kid or something. And I showed him Nara Smith and I was like, yeah, she's got 10 million followers on TikTok. And here's Ballerina Farm. And I was like, that stove behind her is like some ridiculous stove. I said it's like, I think I heard like it's like a $10,000 stove. I was like, basically these people, this is their business. And it's so funny because I'm so in this world. Like I see it and I watch, you know, commentary videos. And so I'm up on it. But it's so funny to see it from somebody that doesn't consume social media as much as I do. And so in his mind, he's like, oh my gosh, like this person is making like, I think the last Nara Smith TikTok we were watching was her making, I think she was making like cough drops for her kids. I was like, honey, I was like, she's like dressed in couture with like makeup on. And I was like, she like speaks like that on purpose. Like the voice, everything is like done on purpose. And it was just so funny to see his like mind being blown. And I'm like, oh, sweetie. Sweetie, it's the internet. Didn't they tell you? Like, but I've also been watching like other creators that do commentary on like TikTok drama, and like I've never experienced a TikTok battle. Have you guys? And I would love to hear your thoughts, because like, are we really out here like giving people money to like yell at the screen and be like, tap, 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 tap? I was watching this girl that's called like the inmate hopper. So her whole shtick is that she's like in relationships with different men that are incarcerated. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I heard like one guy she was dating was definitely like a murderer, and like she's got two young girls, and he had like killed two young girls. It was scary. It was scary in these streets. And then of course there's like the MLN huns that are super chaotic on there. Like the one girl that was telling everybody she was gonna unschool her kid, and she's like, my son had to have me sign a permission slip for his homework, and I didn't want to, so I'm gonna unschool him. And I'm like, okay, that's a choice. That's a choice. Oh my gosh. Anyways, okay, let's try this mascara out. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. I was like chit-chatting about random TikToks I've seen, but I'm still following the Karen Reed case, y'all. I'm telling you, all those people are so corrupt. It's so wild. If I lived in Massachusetts, like, I don't know how people aren't burning it to the ground in Massachusetts, because I can't imagine. And then, like, the other stories that have come out since that case, oh my gosh, I've never been to Massachusetts, but if you're a Massachusetts person, because I've always wanted to go to Boston, like, definitely on my bucket list, is it really like that? Because, like, a lot of the locals that call on these different shows I watch say that it is very corrupt. And I mean, who knows? I could be living under a rock too. Like, there could be corruption happening here, and I just don't know it. I think it's just the more you engage with public services, like, I'm so interested to see like how school is going to be when my kids are like old enough to go to school. Like, that's going to be interesting, because you know you're going to be dealing with different types of people, and so it's just always very interesting. I'm one of those people that really like observes and loves to like people watch, so I find it fascinating. Like, even when I was at the walk-in just yesterday, I was like watching people and just like different people, trying to think like, oh, I wonder what they do and like what their lives are like. And I definitely saw like a college student, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope you're okay. She had like a pillow, and I was like, oh, I remember those days. Like, when you're up here for college, sometimes, you know, you're by yourself, you're alone. Like, I was alone for a big part of my life, because I was a college student and I was an international student. So my entire family lived in another country. I didn't have anyone. And if I got sick, like, I don't even know. I think maybe I got lucky and I had friends, so they would like bring me to the doctor if I needed to go. But I didn't even get a driver's license until after I graduated college, because I couldn't really afford a car. I didn't learn to drive before I left my home country, and I think that's something like a lot of people do. Like, their parents teach them to drive and they get their driver's licenses, and I kind of missed that. So I had to like basically teach myself, but it's fine. Everybody's fine. We all survived. Okay, this mascara, I think it's nice. It does have like different lengths on the bristles. I should mention that. So this side's longer and it's like a brush. This side is more spiky and like a plastic. And then we've got some like plastic like bumper type bristles. So I don't know. It might be too smart for me. I will also say, like, this Essence mascara, my unpopular opinion, I hate it. I keep buying it every time I need to like spend like $3 to get like a discount. Like I'm almost at a discount at Ulta and I need to buy something like small just to get to like a, you know, $10 off like your $50 purchase, and I'm like almost there, and I'm like, okay, let me just buy like a mascara, a cheap one, and I buy this one because like everybody's like, oh my god, it's so good, and I'm like, I don't get it. Like I would rather pay $20 for a mascara than buying this. And like I forget how bad it is, and then I buy it and I'm like, this mascara sucks. I always like stab myself in the eye. So I just need to like stop. But I feel like it gave length, but I usually need to move faster. I'm just like chit-chatting today. I don't know. It's okay. I like the look though, so let me go ahead and fix my hair. It's just going to be in a bun because it's so oily and I haven't had a chance to wash my hair. So yeah, we're just going to prioritize. We're going to pretend the hair is looking snatched when I come back, and I got to go find some earrings, and yeah, we'll just close out the video. Okay friends, here is the finished look. What do y'all think? I feel like I am totally ready to hit up the next holiday party. So yeah. Oh my gosh, too soon, too soon. Not for me, not for me. I've been processing it for quite many days now, so I'm over it. But yeah, I love how this turned out. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the makeup I used in this look. I actually really like this Glossier foundation. I don't know how to describe it, but I almost feel like somebody took like really beautiful rubber paint and like painted my face, but it's like not heavy, not cakey, and just my skin looks so smooth. So I kind of love that for me. I don't like love the Say concealer I used either, so I'm feeling really good about my skin. And also I only used it under my eyes because I was so busy talking. Like I feel like I forgot to do the makeup the way I usually do it. So I think this looks really nice. Really thought this powder was great too. I will say I felt a little handicapped using the DD brushes because I just have like my favorite go-to brushes that I use every time I do my makeup. So using the DD ones was definitely new, and I'm kind of bummed because I kind of didn't really get to use a lot of the bigger brushes, but I don't really use brushes like this for like cream blush. This is more like a powder brush for me because it's so like pouncy. I like a more dense kind of compact brush for when I'm using creams because I can like really pounce. So I really like the Singe brush for that. So I was using a mix of brushes, so keep that in mind. But I really felt like for a bunch of new makeup, with some old goodies here and there too, it turned out really well. I really like this Glossier eyeliner. Can still see it in the waterline. This blush is so pigmented. I was not expecting that. I don't feel like I heard a lot of people say that. Also, I got it in the shade, ooh, what is this? Sublime. And it's like a mauve color, so usually I always go for like the corals and stuff. So I looked at their color selection and I know it was really kind of not my vibes, but so many people are saying this is such a great cream blush. This is such a great cream blush. So I had to buy it. We'll see. It's fine. It's nice. It's very pigmented. So there's that. And then as far as the Adept palette goes, I think this is really cute. I definitely have a feeling that this color story is going to make you go, it definitely made me go, I don't really know what I would do with this shade. That's my only kind of confusing shade for me because with my skin tone, it's like a little too ashy for like a crease color. And like it's too light for a crease color for me. So I'm not really sure what I guess you could use that in the inner corner, but then it's like too cool tone. But otherwise I would probably do this same kind of eye look with the green and the blue, like on the outer corner, green on the inner corner, and then slap on a beautiful shimmer shade. Or of course you can always take just one of the mattes, put it all over the crease, and then just pick a beautiful shimmer, and I feel like that would be a fun look. I've been really interested in doing like a one shimmer eye look. It's just not me. So there's that. Also, oh my gosh, I was watching a YouTube channel the other day. It was like a commentary channel. And they were roasting another channel that goes by the name of like Beauty Guru, insert name here. Like it was like Beauty Guru Karen, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's still wearing like a blue cut crease. Like who even does makeup like that? And I'm like, me. Yes, I still do 2016 makeup. I know, hurts my soul. Anyways, I still love it, and you guys hang out with me, so I'm more than content. And there's probably 300 other things I used on my face today that I forgot to summarize, but that's okay because I'll use these products again, especially like everything I use on my face, I know for sure I'll use again. The eyeshadow palette, it might be a bit of a wait before I get back to this one, but I will definitely keep you guys posted in a rankings video or something like that. I hope you guys enjoyed this overly long ramble about my life and the weird phenomenon that is beauty, TikTok, YouTube, being a mom, all the things. But I hope you guys are having a good day. I hope you guys are having a good start to the holiday season. I'm so excited, and I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, friends!